Time for a trade and get paid. Forex forecast. It's raining pips out here.
All right, guys, we're back with another Forex forecast. Sunday, March 27th, 2022. We're looking at GBPAUD. We're looking at the weekly chart. And you'll notice down below, I got an indicator on the chart. It's the Vortex indicator. I'm only using that just to show you something real briefly. You guys know I don't really like indicators, but there is something I want to show you. So before I show you that, make sure you hit that like button, comment below, drop an emoji. Let me know if the Forex forecast videos are bringing value to you. If these trade setups are bringing value to you, then go ahead and comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, get notified every time we drop content. I hope I've earned your subscribe. Now, let's get to these charts. So we're looking at this GBPAUD, and last week, if you remember, I gave you the zone and I said it was either going to break up or it was going to, end up coming to the downside, the bullish side, or the bearish side, I mean. And obviously you see that's what we did. We had a really bearish week, and it's been super bearish ever since this war started. Everything that we're seeing with Russia right now and Ukraine is really impacting the oil prices. It's impacting interest rates. Inflation is out of control here, and GBP is taking a big hit. So we're okay though. When you look at it, GBP was bullish before this war came, and then it just started tanking. But what I want you to notice here is, number one, right on the weekly chart, right where the week ended, we're sitting at a major level of support. All right, we're sitting at a major level at the 1752 area. It's a major level of support, and price is looking to either break it or look to reject it and retest a little bit. Now, here's the thing though. I want you to notice, look down here at this Vortex indicator, and when you look at it, you'll notice that the blue just simply means bullish, or buyers, and the red simply means sellers. And when you see the red on top, that means that the sellers are in control. When you see the blue on top, like this, then you'll notice that price is bullish. So notice that in the middle of all of this chaos going on and all of this craziness going on, we were already kind of due for a crossover. But look at here. If you go back to right here, let me drop a horizontal line right here just to kind of show you something. Look at where price was there. Look at how price was moving up. We created a new higher high. It was also a higher high on the much larger time frame. So you had low, high, higher low, higher high. But on the bigger, you had low, high, higher low, higher high. Okay? So we were bullish, and then the war started. And then everything started going crazy in Russia. And it just started tanking. GBP took the big hit. You can see here on the Vortex that at this moment, we were still pretty bullish on GA. GBP was still pumping pretty good. We just had a nice engulfing. We were moving up nicely, and then everything started going crazy. When it went crazy and the price started dumping, obviously that's going to affect the Vortex. It's going to affect what really is the average true range times 2. And so it really started tanking here. But notice this. Right around here, it started tanking right here. But you notice small candle, small candle, small candle. Right? You see that? Now let's move our line over to that. Look at that small candle right there. Price is coming. And right when it's about to cross over on this Vortex, what we're seeing is what could just be a pretty simple pullback. And what we would really be looking at is just kind of like a simple pullback and a retest of this area right here. The Aussie dollar suddenly gets strong. Look at this here. Let me make that full screen for you for a moment. Look at how the red just takes over big time. That was not because of GBP losing strength. That was because Aussie got strong. and has been strong for a little over a month now. And so because Aussie suddenly got really, really strong, the GBP AUD started really tanking and hitting, some lows that we haven't seen since, look at this. This has been over a year since we've seen lows this low. All right? So we're talking about really low lows right now. And let me tell you why that's important. Because overall, I think that people realize GBP is the fourth most traded pair in all of the pairs that we trade. Aussie is fifth. GBP is much stronger than Aussie. And what do I mean by that? Look at this. Aussie trades at 1.75 right now for every pound. So even though the pound is weak, it's still almost double the price, 1.75 of the price of a dollar or a Aussie dollar. So the Aussie is not the strong pair here. The base is the pound. And so with this thing tanking low like this, I wonder how much of this is true Aussie strengths and how much of this is dump off and push in the opposite direction. Because if you'll notice, GJ is doing the same thing. GN is doing the same thing. Look at all of the GBP pairs and they're doing the same thing. And I truly believe it's because there is a buy coming very soon. We're waiting to see what happens with Russia, but there's a buy coming for GBP really soon. And I think that, why would people want to buy at 189 when they can buy at 175, right? And so I believe that you're going to see price continue to tank right here until we get to this level of support. So now that we're at this level of support, what we want to do is we want to go back and take a look. Look at that. That is our structure area right there. That's our structure area right there. So let me drop a line on that for you. All right, get rid of the box. And that's your zone right there. All right, you say that's a massive zone. Of course, yeah, it's a big zone. It's a weekly chart. We're not looking at the 5-minute chart here. We're looking at the weekly. And so what I want to show you here, let me get rid of the this right here for a minute. Let me just kind of get to the chart itself. In between this area in here is where I think the turnaround is going to be. So I think at some point you're going to see price is going to come down into here, push out. It could be that it just rejects altogether, that it never, maybe over the next couple of days as the market opens, we start to rise. What I honestly really think we're going to see over the next few days is small rise, not meteoric rise. I think that by Monday, right now we're at 175. I think by Monday we'll be by around 176. Tuesday will probably be around 177, maybe even 178. But once we get into that 179 area, I think we're going to start to see a little bit of the bears take over right here. Maybe push it back down to 177-ish and then up in here until we get to about the 181 area. And why is the 181 area significant? Well, if you look right there, right? Look at that 181 area. Let me just drop a line on it for you. All right? Let me just mark that line for you. Coordinates 181. And look at that area right there. Look at all that structure, right? You see all that structure in that area? So when we get around that 181 to 181.5 area, I think that's where we're going to really try to be for the end of the week. I think right now we're looking pullback. It's also significant that if you look from here to the bottom, look at that. Your 38 line is right around that 181.5 area right here, right? 181.7, little bit higher than that. You're going to see some movement in that area right there. And so that essentially is going to be a pullback on this bearish move until we figure out what's going on with GBP. Once we figure out what's going on with GBP, then I think we start to see a move up. But until then, I think that we are going to see, continuous down movement. And I think this right here, that 171.8 area, is about as low as we can really go for now. That doesn't mean we won't go lower, but for now, I think that's about as low as we can go because, we have a lot of structure there. And I think that the buyers almost say, wait a minute, are we trying to go too low? We don't want to push it too far and then lose it here. And then, when you really look beyond that, look, if you go beyond that area, your next real level of structure is down here. So we're talking about, coming all the way back down into here before seeing another level of structure down in the 166. If we go all the way down in there, we're talking about historic lows. We haven't seen lows that low since 2017, And so, we're not, I don't know, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think right now 171.8 is about as low as we really are going to see it go, if it even goes there. But right now, I would anticipate price to rise up to the 181 area by the end of the week. Potentially could go down to the 171.8 area. That's kind of what the forecast looks like. The optimistic view for GA is that it goes up to 181. The pessimistic view is that it goes down to 171.8. And that's what we're looking at for this week. So plan your trades accordingly. Be cautious in the market. Understand that there's a lot of fundamental influence right now. And make sure that you use risk management, proper risk reward, and take your scalps. Take this information from the weekly, take it all the way down through top-down analysis, down to your 30-minute or your 15-minute chart, entry points, and use good structural stops. Trail your stops. Scale out of the trade. Scale in, scale out. And make sure that you use the market to your advantage. That's your Forex forecast for this week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Become a student at Trend Trading Academy. And I'll see you next week. Peace.